Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about VIP private tours at Walt Disney World. And that's why I'm wearing my pearls and my fancy ears, because it's fancy. So if you are new around here, hey, I am Jen. We talk about Disney, Disney Vacation Club, Run Disney, Walt Disney World, Disneyland. And if you like any of those things, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit those bell notifications so that you always know when I come out with a new video. Well, just recently, I had the extreme honor and privilege to have been invited on a 7-hour private Walt Disney World VIP tour. It was one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences, and I am the first to admit that when I first walked into this tour, I thought, really, why would I ever need to spend the money on a VIP tour? I mean, I know Walt Disney World like I know the back of my hand. I've been there dozens of times. Heck, I could probably be a VIP tour guide. Not really. Maybe. I know where to go. I know where to eat. I know how to make my fast passes. This is just a complete waste of money, and why would anyone need to spend that money? Well, y'all, now that I've actually done one, I am singing a different tune, and I now, believe it or not, feel that the Walt Disney World VIP private tours can be a great value. Hear me out. Now, first of all, I know all of you are sitting there, and the thing you want to know above all else is how much does it cost? It ain't cheap. It is $425 an hour for up to 10 people and a minimum of 7 hours. So let's do the math, shall we? Because you know I have to go to my handy dandy calculator. Now, for those of you that just literally clutched your pearls, get it? I can do that because I'm wearing pearls. I could clutch my pearls. Jokes are just so good here. Keep in mind the up to 10 people part, okay? And that's $425 total per hour. So if you were able to split that cost, say with 3 other couples or maybe 2 other families or whatever the case may be, that could get the per couple or per person cost down considerably. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck could they possibly give you that makes it worth $425 an hour? And my answer to you is the one thing you think that you can never buy, and that is time. When you can experience everything that we were able to experience in 7 hours, you quickly see how this could actually be worth it depending on your circumstances. Keep in mind that you do not have to worry about transportation. You do not have to worry about making fast pass reservations. You do not have to worry about where you're going to eat. Now, I am not the one who, made the reservation, so I'm not 100% clear on how it works, but I think what happened is the people who made the reservation had a conversation with Disney about what they wanted to accomplish during the 7 hours. And the VIP tour guide then made sure that we were able to accomplish all those things. Now, our party was a really fun mix of different friends of our friends. We also had 2 lovely little girls in our party. So your party, if it were all adults, if there were no young children involved, you might even be able to get more done than what we were able to accomplish. But if you are a person who wants to get a tremendous amount of Disney done in a very short period of time, this might be the tour for you. Now, during our 7 hours, we were able to ride Smuggler's Run twice, and I had only done that using the single rider line, so it was really fun to do, the regular line. We rode Alien Swirling Saucers. We rode Toy Story Mania. We did Soarin'. We did Flight of Passage. We did Navi River Journey, and we saw Illuminations. We were not moving as quickly as some might, again, because of the young kids, but that was 3 different theme parks and a lot of headliners, and we could have done even more than that, but since the girls couldn't ride a few things, we chose, we didn't need to ride everything. We've done most of it. The thing that blew me away, and this was something I was not expecting, as a person who is kind of always in charge when I'm there with my family, the fact that I didn't have to think about anything other than enjoying my time was such a gift. I don't even have words. When it started to rain, all of a sudden, Shane had ponchos and umbrellas, and they just appeared out of nowhere. When you got thirsty, all of a sudden, there was bottled water. There were snacks every time we were transported from one park to another, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second. They had a big basket filled with chips and cookies and all kinds of snacks for us and water. We didn't have to worry about bag check. We didn't have to worry about waiting in line to get into the parks. We were actually whisked, and you're going to hear that word a lot, whisked, it's like Cool Whip, whisked from location to location so quickly it blew my mind. We had vans that took us from backstage entrance to backstage entrance, and those of you that had done that, express Disney transportation, you experienced a little bit of this, but a journey that can take 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour if you have to wait for a bus, took us a total of 10 minutes, and that was place to place and no waiting in bag check and no having to wait in line to get into the parks. So that alone saved us hours of time. The other thing was we didn't have to worry about fast passes. We did go to the front of every line of every attraction. Now, I'm not sure if that is always the case, but it used to be, I thought, that if the attraction did not have fast pass capability that you had to wait in line. That was not the case. We did go straight to the front of the line for Smuggler's Run. We did go straight to the front of the line for Flight of Passage, although we did have to tap our magic band. So I'm not sure how all that worked. All I know is we never waited in line. Magical things happened. Like, we had done all of this great stuff all day, and it's now 8:40 p.m. at night. And Shane says, hey, do you guys want to ride Soarin' real quick before Illuminations? Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, how the heck are we going to ride Soarin' before Illuminations, Shane? It's 8:40. I'm the planner. We got to get into position. We don't have time. Well, guess what? You do if you're taking advantage of a Disney VIP private tour, because you get whisked to the backstage entrance, and that even included waiting for a second cycle so that we could get the center, so the Eiffel Tower didn't look like this, and a bathroom break, and we still got to Illuminations just as it was starting. Shane was a genius of timing. He was almost better at it than I am. Again, as the person that is the timekeeper for my family, I'm the one making sure we don't miss our fast pass window. I'm the one making sure we eat lunch before the crowds hit. I am my family's VIP tour guide, and it makes me think they need to be paying me better. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. I'm not kidding. If you are the person, again, who is always the one in charge, I can't tell you. I felt like the heavens opened and the angels sang, because guess what I got to do? Me, the mom, the planner. I got to enjoy Disney. I got to take in details that normally I am so consumed with making sure that everybody else is having a good time and that everybody else is getting where they need to go. It's like herding cats, right? This was just so relaxing because somebody else was in charge. And if it were for no other reason than that, I would say this can be a good value. Again, you can save time or you can save money, but you cannot save both. Is $425 an hour and a 7-hour minimum a ridiculous amount of money? Yes, but the reality is a trip to Walt Disney World is a ridiculous amount of money. And if you were thinking that you wanted to do a 7-day trip, but maybe you can only do a 4-day trip, or maybe your family can only really be in the Magic Kingdom for 1 day and you want to make sure you hit absolutely every attraction, this might be a good call for you. If you have some friends that are going and you maybe want to split it, once you start splitting that cost through multiple parties, that price really does come down. Now keep in mind, you still have to have park admission, and you still have to pay for your own food, and you do want to tip your tour guide, but I can tell you these tour guides are amazing. They not only make sure that you have a fabulous time, but you can ask them any kind of trivia questions. I even learned stuff that I didn't know, which is crazy because y'all know I know an awful lot about Disney. And again, as a person who didn't think the experience would be anything different than what I normally do, it totally was. Now, I will say that the tours are very busy. Obviously, your tour guide wants to make the most of that 7 hours, and it goes by a lot quicker than you think. So you are going to be on the move a lot. And if you want to take a break, you're going to need to communicate that to your guide, because his job or her job is just to get you through all of the different things that you hope to accomplish. But I can tell you, we had a fabulous Disney day, and I look forward to doing this again. So who do I think should do this? I think this is fabulous for a large family. If for no other reason than you have that other person that can be not the bad guy, but the cruise director, right? They can say, okay, kids, this is what we're doing. Shane was kind of like Mr. Ray from Finding Nemo. No, not really. Maybe a little bit. And by the way, if you are going to do a VIP tour, you can request a tour guide, and I cannot recommend Shane enough. He was top notch all the way. But he could be the one to kind of guide us and herd us and make sure we went where we needed to go. So you don't have to be the one yelling at your mother-in-law to hurry up. You don't have to be the one to tell your brother that he's being annoying. Shane will do that. I'm just kidding. Shane's not going to tell your brother that he's being annoying. He might. I don't think he will, though. But there was something about the dynamic. Now, it was admittedly like the coolest group of people ever. Some of you know who I was with. I was with very cool people, and we really did kind of mesh really well personality-wise. But honestly, I think it was just the entire experience, enjoying Disney together, enjoying it as a group, not having to stress about anything. And it was, as I said, truly, other than the fact that my husband and my children weren't there, which I would have loved, it was my most enjoyable Disney day ever. And I'm actually already scheming, because I want to take my mom down to Walt Disney World, but she does have some mobility issues, on how I could arrange something like this for her. Now, I don't know, with only 2 people, that cost is a little bit ridiculous for me, but maybe we can get some other people to join us, because I know that she would love it, and it would really turn something that can feel super hectic into something that felt so relaxing and so fun and so luxurious. And by the way, who doesn't want to be that family that's walking around with the person in plaid who, I mean, you do feel like people are like, who is that? I'm like, we're nobody, but we are having a very good time. If you've ever thought about doing the VIP tour, I am here to tell you, you should consider it. I know it's a ton of money, but especially if you're celebrating something special, if this is a once-in-a-lifetime trip for you, there would be no better way, in my opinion, to get the most amount done in the least amount of time, with the most amount of magic and the least amount of stress. I'm so glad you watched today. Again, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so if you want more great Disney content. I hope you're being good to each other, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.